When you look at his eyes, he looks back at you. Enjoying his freedom and autonomy, this animal glides with such grace. Aside from the crystal clear waters, magical lagoons, gigantic limestone cliffs, I actually came to Coron for this, the Dugong. It's a wacky character from an award-winning Filipino TV show back in 2004. And little did I know that dugongs do exist in real life, but they don't look like this. So join me in my quest to maximize my trip to Coron Palawan, finding Aban, along with a surprise marine animal to say hello. Tara! So on my first day to Coron, I didn't really have plans. But Kuya tricycle driver convinced me to hire him to visit 3 main destinations around Coron town. A secluded beach, a natural hot spring, and a 700-step mountain to watch the sunset. The first one being Cabo Beach. Cabo Beach is a private beach where you have to pay around 50 pesos to enter, and here you can enjoy this quiet beach, bathe in the sun, go for a swim, or just relax and read the book. Most resorts and hotels in Coron town aren't beachfront properties. That's why you'll usually need to take a tricycle or drive a motorcycle to beaches around Coron. A few minutes away is Maquinit Hot Springs. This is said to be the only natural saltwater hot spring here in the Philippines, and the water here is heated by an active underwater volcano. Some parts of the spring smell a little bit like sulfur or rotten eggs, so you know that it's all natural. I came here at around 3 p.m. and with the scorching hot sun, I tried my best to enjoy the spring. To my surprise, if you stay in the water long enough, the heat of the day fades away, replaced by a sense of serenity and peace. I'm just kidding, it's still freaking hot. I'd suggest going here when the sun has set, but this is a very unique destination here in Coron, so don't miss out on this one. Finally, it's time for a quick workout. So here in the Philippines, it's very common to find huge cross structures towering above hills in the provinces. And Coron is no different. This is the most dominant sight to see while walking around town, so you can't not see this one. Climbing up 700 plus steps is not easy, but it should be doable in around 15 to 20 minutes. As you reach the peak, you get a beautiful view of the town of Coron, a majestic cross that gives you a sense of gratitude to liven up your spirits while burning 120 calories. Those 3 activities can be accomplished in around 3 hours if you're impatient like me. But I'd suggest climbing Mount Tapyas first, then relaxing in the Maquinit Hot Springs as a way to reward yourself from the 700-step climb. The land tour is overall a must-try when visiting Coron for the first time, but have you heard of the Super Ultimate Tour? This tour brings you to the most sought-after locations in Coron, Palawan. Like the mandatory photo in Kayangan Lake. Okay, welcome to Coron, Palawan. The Twin Lagoon, and the Barracuda Lake. There's supposed to be schools of barracudas here, but with this much tourism activity, it's a pretty rare sighting. I did enjoy the underwater rock formations. This is Matt, a pretty cool dude from Texas. You can see him casually eating a can of sardines for the games. Overall, this was a pretty great tour designed to optimize your time while seeing tons of great spots showcasing the beauty of the Philippines. Now, the thing about these 2 tours, I think it's a very well-crafted way of exploring Coron. While those are definitely must-try checklist activities, the next one is a little different. Why? The mountains, cliffs, lakes, it's always gonna be there. It doesn't move. Wild animals, on the other hand, operate freely and independently without any intention to interact or even impress you. In fact, they often prefer to keep their distance. Our guide Michael emphasized this many times that seeing the dugong is not guaranteed, probably to keep our expectations level-headed. So it really dawned on me after this activity, I'm either ending up like this guy or that guy. So the element of risk and probabilities, it actually makes it even more exciting, at least for me. To see Aban, each boat must be accompanied by a Bantay Dugong member, meaning watchers of the dugong, as part of the conservation efforts of the indigenous people of Tagbanwa. They told us that the ancestors used to hunt and eat these animals in the past, but after becoming educated with how endangered this animal is and their important role in the ecosystem, they took their part in conserving them and keeping this a sustainable tourism activity. So while heading to find Aban, this happened. It has always been a dream of mine to find one out in the wild.
Good start to the day. Fuck me, that was beautiful.
It's such a majestic creature, flapping its wings, gliding effortlessly, uninterrupted, spontaneous, and real. Feeling lucky? It's time for the real deal. Aban. It took us around 30 minutes of waiting time before someone finally signaled that they had found Aban. Along with the Bantay Dugong, we dived towards our goal. And when we finally got to see him, our dopamine systems engaged, rewarding us with this beautiful sight of another wild animal. Observing from a distance, you can see Aban going about his day, feeding on seagrass. You look at his eyes and him looking at you, you suddenly become aware of his autonomy. He probably has his own moods. Maybe he's hungry, happy, maybe he's shy or friendly, and he's aware that we are there, subtly intruding, but hopefully not too much to spook him away. It was such a freeing experience. While you can definitely watch shows in National Geographic or even visit a zoo, it's such an inferior alternative to the real thing. I can always go back to Coron and experience the beautiful scenery, but what about the manta ray that was feeding on plankton? Or the dugong having his favorite breakfast? And if you go there and find nothing, at least you know that they're there and you took the risk. So this is part 2 of our Palawan trip. If you want to know the ideal spots and where to stay in Palawan, watch this video. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please join us as we uncover more of the beauty of this island of Palawan. And let's continue to travel the Philippines with purpose. Paalam.